Hello, in this video we will set up our sculpted character so that it will be good for animation and texturing. We will use a technique called retopology. You will need to have a sculpted character if you want to follow along, so go ahead and download it from this link or create one from scratch by following the previous videos from this series. So let's get started. I'll be using this from the previous video. And let's start off by first getting out of sculpt mode and into object mode. And let's add the 3D cursor to where the center of this character is. So press Shift S, cursor to selected, so that will position it right in the halfway mark of our character. And then go Shift A, mesh plane. Without touching anything else, tab straight into edit mode, then press RX90. Then scale the plane down and position it around about the bridge of the nose, like so. I'm just going to position it around about there for now. That will be good enough. Now go into the modifiers panel, add modifier, add a mirror modifier, and enable clipping. I'm also going to change the merge limit of this from 0.001 to 0.0001, purely because I'm getting some clipping issues when these vertices get too close. You don't need to really know what that means. It's just maybe you don't even need to do that, but I find for my version of Blender I need to do that. So go ahead and do that, and then just simply move the verts and lock it in place like so, so that these two verts will now be clipped. Okay. Also, what we need to do is we need to add another modifier. We're going to be adding a subdivision surface modifier. We're simply using this to add more vertex data to our retopologized model. So we're not going to use cut more Clark. We're going to change it to simple. We're also going to click this button over here so that we can see it being reflected on the other side as well. So that's good enough. And finally, what we want to do is we want to add a shrink wrap modifier, like so. And then click this eyedropper tool over here and just select your sculpted character. So now the mesh should start to stick onto the character model. Just click this triangle over here to see the vertices also being applied in edit mode. I'm going to just change the offset to say 0.0002. I'm going to click keep above surface so that it will offset it by 0.0002. Oh, sorry, maybe one more zero, so that it just hovers above our original mesh. Okay, so that's looking good. Finally, what we want to do is we want to click this magnet tool over here. So this will just snap our object onto the sculpted mesh, and then click snap element to face, and then click project individual elements onto the surface of other objects. And the setup for this is done. So now we simply just need to position our mesh as so, and because of the subdivision we already have extra mesh data over here as well. So I'm just going to turn off proportional editing, and let's just position it to be something like that to start off with. Now a face with good topology tends to have loops going around the eyes, around the bridge of the nose, and around the lips. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and extrude this out once, and you'll notice that we don't have to do anything else because the mesh will automatically stick onto our sculpted mesh, because we've already done the hard work of doing the actual modeling. We now just need to think purely about vertex placement. So actually I might just do something like that for now. Yeah, something like that. And simply just select these two and press Control click and just go around the eye. So just by hitting the control button and just clicking everywhere. And I'm just going to fill this up by selecting those two vertices and hitting F. So we have a loop that goes around the eyes. So now just go in and position the vertices so that it encases the eye completely. And for the outer part, we're going to go a little bit higher so that it covers the eyebrows as well. Change this to 0.002. 0.0002 so that we don't get as much mesh data poking out like that. I'm going to go ahead now and add in one more loop over here and then just scale it in. So this is just for the eyelids, and then just position them accordingly. So now the eyes are done. Simple as that. Now let's go ahead and add a loop that goes around the bridge of the nose. So for that, I'm just going to simply extrude this out over here and just keep it somewhere about there, and then select that vertex over here and press E, and then let's fill this into one face once more, I guess, and fill this into one face, and then just go ahead and let's break that and go around like so. Let's just go around the bridge of the nose to under the mouth. Like so. So easy as that. Okay, and what I might do is I might go ahead and finish up the nose while I'm there. So let's just extrude out once, extrude out again, extrude out once more, and extrude out once more here, and extrude out a little bit here, like so. Let me move this a little down. I think that's good enough actually. And then yeah, that should be enough for now. So let's now focus on, let's actually add one more loop that goes around the lips a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and extrude, let's say this bit over here. So E, and then scale it in. And just position it so that we get that kind of a shape. Yep. And I might just do the same with this side. Fill this into a face, so that you have another loop that goes around the bridge of the nose as well. Okay, and now we're going to create the loop for the lips. So I'm just going to go ahead and just use this existing loop over here, and then just oops, sorry, and just yeah, just take advantage of that. So this goes sort of around the lips, like so. Let's now select all of these vertices and these guys. Well, this one. Let's extrude it and then scale it in. And this one will just encase the top of the lips. And this one will just encase the outer ring of the lips, sorry. Okay, I might just add in one more loop over here just to even things out. A general rule of thumb when positioning the vertices for the face is try to create like a web shape that's sort of tapering outwards, sort of like that. Just looks nicer. Oops. Okay, and then just extrude once more to cover the top, to cover this part of the lips. And then finally extrude once more to cover the lips completely. And I think that's good enough for the lips. We pretty much completed the mouth there. So let's go ahead now and finish off the nose as well while we're at it. So for the nose, I'm just going to go ahead and extrude out these three verts over here. So the goal, what I'm trying to do, sorry, before I go ahead and do that, I'm trying to create a loop starting here and it goes around the nose. So actually, let's just do that manually. Let me just connect with that and then just drag this out, fill that, and then fill that. So now we have a loop that goes around like so. Okay, so we have a loop like that. Okay, and then to fill in the nostrils, just select that inner loop by pressing Alt right click and simply, so let's just round it out a little. And simply just extrude, scale it in. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to keep mostly quads. So quads, in other words, four-sided faces rather than three sides, because usually quads will have better deformation than triangles. Triangles can experience pinching sometimes, so usually modelers tend to prefer to use quad-based modeling. Okay, so to finally finish up the lips, we'll just connect up the pieces. Now there's a quick way to fill in faces. Instead of me selecting each four vertices one by one and then filling it up, that can take quite a while. I suggest you use a handy little add-on. So just go to File, User Preferences, Add-on, and then just type in F2, and then just tick that. You just have to select one edge like that, and then simply just keep pressing F, F, F. That's not looking right. Maybe you need to fill in one more like that. And simply press F, 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 and it will fill in everything for you. So you don't have to manually select all four vertices. It'll just do it all in one quick go. So that's pretty handy if you want to quickly fill in loops and things like that. Just saves a lot of time. So for example, let me show one more example. So if I extrude once, extrude twice, that should be enough. Just select that edge, F, F, and that's it. I don't have to manually select all four vertices and hit F like before. So it's just a quick handy little shortcut to speed up your modeling workflow, if anything else. So, okay, so we have the eyes, the nose, and the mouth pretty much done. So if I just hit the slash key on my numpad, you can see what your model looks like already. So it's looking quite good. That topology is good for animation, texturing, and even rigging. So let's go ahead now and finish off the face. So I'm just going to go ahead and select these three verts over here, and then extrude it out once, like so. Okay, once you extrude that out, let's select this edge over here. What we're going to do is we're going to just create a loop that goes around the side of the jaws and up towards the top of the ears, and maybe even towards the eyes. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and control click all the way to the top of the face, like so. And now I'm going to connect this. Let's just drag this out a little bit more. I want to connect these two. Actually, I may as well just connect these two as well. Okay, now we can go ahead and finish off the side of the face. So what that I might also make the job a little simpler as well. I'll just go ahead and maybe just drag this out a bit more. I'll just go ahead and extrude out once and select these four vertices and fill that as a face. Let's fill that, subdivide it, one cut should do it, and then select that edge there, FF. And that should fill in that side. Looks like we have a bit more loops over here. So what I might do is actually, I might join these two. So select those two vertices, Alt M at center. I am planning to create a course on this kind of stuff because it is a slightly complex topic regarding topology and that kind of stuff. So I'll leave that for a later course. Okay, so just select that loop over here. What I want to do now is I want to fill this with a grid of faces. So this side has 2 verts and this side has 3. So I want to even things out by adding one more loop over here. And now we have an even side. So now it's just, and we only have 1 and 1 this side, so that's perfect. So now I can just quickly fill in this side and this side. So instead of doing it manually, I can simply press Ctrl F and hit grid fill. That'll automatically do it for me without having to, again, manually do extrusions and things like that. Just saves a lot of time. So it's just a pretty handy little trick there. Okay, after that's done, I'm just going to readjust these vertices. The goal when it comes to good topology is to try to keep everything as square as possible when it's necessary. Like for example, you want to have more smaller squares around the lips and the eyes and places like that, because that's where most of the detail is. Can go on tweaking forever, but I'll just leave it at that for now. So at this stage, we have the full face now completed. If you'd rather just get the completed 3D model, please click on the link below. And also please subscribe, like and share, and I hope to see you in the next video.